All right, everyone get ready
Yeah.
because today we are going deep into the world of bookmaking.
Yeah, bookmaking.
We're going to help you prepare for that job interview
Using RoleCatcher.
using
Your
RoleCatcher.
resources are amazing.
Yeah, so think of this as your secret weapon.
To stand out.
Yeah, to really outshine all the other candidates.
Exactly.
Because let's be real for a second. I mean, anyone can place a bet.
Right.
But to be the bookmaker,
That's a whole other...
whole nother ball game.
It's a different skill set, for sure.
It really is.
Yeah. So we're going to be talking about the career guide from RoleCatcher, and that kind of paints a picture of what a bookmaker does day to day, and then the interview guide, which has a bunch of real questions they're going to ask you.
So let's jump right in. Why don't we start with one of those questions?
Sure. How about this one? Can you describe your experience in the sports betting industry?
Okay, so that's a good one to start with. And I know a lot of people listening probably don't have direct experience as a bookmaker.
Right.
So how can someone leverage...
Other experience.
Yeah. So this is where RoleCatcher's AI comes in handy.
Okay.
It can analyze your resume and find those skills that are transferable, even if they don't seem like they're related at first.
Okay, so give me an example.
Like, if you've ever worked as a financial analyst,
Mm-hmm.
you're analyzing data,
Okay.
you're working with money, that translates.
Oh, interesting.
Also, you could have managed a retail store.
Yeah.
You know, that's a lot of dealing with customers under pressure.
Right.
Handling money.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That all ties in.
Okay, so it's all about framing your experiences in a way that shows the skills they're looking for.
Yeah. And using RoleCatcher's AI, you can tailor your responses to specific jobs.
Wow, that's really cool.
It is.
All right, so what's another question that might come up in the interview?
Well, they might ask you, how do you stay up to date with the latest sports events and betting trends?
So it's not just about liking sports, right?
No, it's about being on top of the industry.
Right.
So you can't just say you're a fan.
Yeah.
You got to be specific.
What websites do you go to? What podcasts are you listening to?
Oh, I see.
What sports analysts do you trust? Betting forums, even like data aggregation tools.
Oh, wow. So it's like showing them that you're really serious and you're really into this.
Exactly.
Okay, now I got to ask about the AI again.
Mm-hmm.
Does it like tell you what resources to mention?
It can, actually.
Wow,
It can look at the job description and suggest some good resources based on that.
that's amazing.
It's like having a personal assistant.
I love it.
Sure.
All right, what's another question?
Okay, here's a more technical one. Can you explain how you calculate odds for different sports events?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
So you got to show off the math skills.
exactly. So don't get too caught up in formulas here.
Okay.
You want to focus on the main ideas, talk about historical data, player performance, team rankings.
So it's about thinking critically and showing your thought process.
Exactly.
Okay. And if someone's like a little rusty on the math side, does RoleCatcher help with that?
Oh, yeah, they have guides that broke down the basics.
Awesome.
Very easy to understand.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. Hit me.
How do you manage risk in your bookmaking operations?
Ooh, that's a big one.
This is where they want to see if you can think strategically.
Because it's a business.
Yes?
You got to manage that risk.
Right. So first you got to define what risk management means in this context.
Okay.
And then you can talk about some techniques like setting betting limits, diversifying your portfolio of bets.
So it's like being one step ahead, kind of like in chess.
Exactly. You're anticipating what's going to happen.
And using past experiences, even if they're not directly related to bookmaking,
Exactly.
that can help you here.
Right. Because have you ever had to make a tough decision at a previous job to maybe minimize losses
Yeah, I see what you mean.
or adjust your strategy when something changed?
Okay.
Those stories can really show off your risk management skills.
That's a great tip, and I'm guessing RoleCatcher can help me tailor my answers to the specific company.
You know what? Their AI can analyze the company's risk tolerance and suggest ways to adapt what you say.
It's like having a secret weapon.
It is.
Okay, so what's next?
Okay, let's get into this one. Can you give an example of a successful marketing campaign you have developed for a bookmaking operation?
Okay, this one, I'm already thinking a lot of people listening might not have that kind of experience.
Right, but remember, bookmaking is not just about the numbers, it's about bringing in those customers.
Okay.
Exactly. So even if you've never worked in a bookmaking setting, think about any time you've had to promote something.
Like what?
Did you organize a fundraiser, maybe?
Oh, yeah.
Did you launch a personal brand online?
I'm sure a lot of people have done that.
Right. So all those skills, social media, coming up with a tagline, that all
That's a
translates.
great point.
And RoleCatcher's AI can help you connect those experiences to the bookmaking world.
I love that. It's like it's doing all the hard work for you.
It really helps you prepare.
All right, so what other questions should we be prepared for?
Okay, this one focuses on the rules. How do you ensure that your bookmaking operations comply with relevant regulations and laws?
Okay, yeah, you can't mess around with that stuff.
Exactly. You got to know the rules of the game.
And they're always changing, right?
They are. So before you go into that interview, familiarize yourself with the laws in your area.
So do your research.
Do your research, and then you can talk about how you would make sure everything's done by the book, like age verifications, secure payments.
Showing them that you're on top of it.
Yes, and be honest. Don't pretend to be an expert if you're not.
Right.
Just show them you're willing to learn and stay updated.
Okay, so honesty is key.
It is, and once again, RoleCatcher's AI can point you to the right resources.
I'm seeing a theme here.
All right.
All right, what's next?
Okay, let's talk ethics. This question digs a little deeper. How do you ensure that your bookmaking operations are ethical and responsible?
Okay, so this goes beyond just following the law,
Right. It's about doing what's right.
even when it's hard.
Yes, so talk about how you would prevent problem gambling.
Like what kinds of things?
Setting betting limits, providing resources for self-exclusion, raising awareness about gambling addiction,
So it's about caring about your customers.
and the integrity of the industry.
Right, it's bigger than just making money.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to share your own experiences here. That can make your answer stronger.
I like that, being genuine.
Yes. And RoleCatcher's AI can help you tailor your response to the company's values.
That's so helpful.
It is.
All right, next question.
Let's talk about customer relationships. How do you manage customer relationships in your bookmaking operations?
Oh, that's a good one. Because you're dealing with people all day.
And their emotions?
Like they could be winning, they could be losing.
You got to be ready for everything.
So how do you show them you can handle that?
Talk about empathy and active listening.
Okay.
How would you approach a customer who's upset about a lost bet?
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Right, or maybe they have a question about the odds.
It's about staying calm and professional.
Exactly, and explaining things clearly.
So customer service is super important here.
It is, and sharing examples from your past jobs can really help.
Like when you had to deal with a difficult customer.
Exactly, and how you resolve the situation.
And of course, RoleCatcher can help us tailor those answers too, right?
Absolutely. The AI can analyze the job description to understand what they're looking for.
It's like having a cheat sheet.
Either way.
Okay, I think we have time for one more question.
All right, let's finish strong with this one. Can you describe a time when you had to make a difficult decision in your bookmaking operations?
Ooh, okay, that's a good one.
Yeah, they want to see how you handle pressure.
Because even if you're great at managing risk, things happen.
Right, you got to think on your feet.
So what kind of examples should we give?
Think about a time when you had to balance the needs of a customer with the needs of the company.
Okay, so maybe enforcing a policy even if it wasn't popular.
Exactly. You want to show them that you can think things through and make the best decision for everyone.
So walk them through your thought process.
Yes. And don't be afraid to talk about what you learn from the experience.
Show them you're always growing.
Exactly. And RoleCatcher's AI can help you tell your story in a clear and compelling way.
RoleCatcher is amazing.
It's a great tool.
All right, I think we've covered a lot of great information here.
We have.
So if you're listening and you're getting ready for that Bookmaker interview,
Use these tips. Use RoleCatcher.
it's your secret weapon.
It's going to help you stand out.
And we'll be back soon to talk more about this exciting career path.
Stay tuned.
See you later.
Bye.
Welcome back. Hopefully that was enough time to let all that interview prep sink in.
Yeah, we covered a lot.
We did, but I think those questions really show what it takes to be a bookmaker.
Yeah, the skills, the mindset.
The whole package.
So now that we kind of have the tools to ace the interview,
Well, I'll talk about what comes after.
yeah, the career path. Right, because getting the job is just the first step.
And RoleCatcher's career guide actually lays out a really clear path.
Yeah, from entry level all the way up to head bookmaker.
So let's break it down, starting with those entry-level positions.
Okay, so at that level, you're mostly assisting the senior bookmakers.
Like what kind of things are you doing?
Taking bets from customers, calculating odds for the simpler bets,
Okay.
learning about risk management, bookkeeping, that sort of thing.
So it's really about getting that foundational experience.
Exactly, learning the ropes.
And RoleCatcher really emphasizes hands-on experience at this stage.
Yeah, like working in a sports book.
Oh, right. Actually being in that environment.
Yeah. or even doing internships.
Okay, so let's say you've put in the time, you've got some good experience under your belt.
You're ready to move up.
You're ready for that junior bookmaker role.
So as a junior bookmaker, you're going to have more independence.
Okay.
You're calculating odds for more events. You're managing some clients. You're even contributing to those risk management strategies.
So this is where those analytical skills we talked about really come in handy.
Absolutely. And continuous learning is super important.
What do you mean by that?
Taking on courses, going to conferences, staying up to date on all the new stuff.
So you got to keep learning to stay ahead of the game.
Exactly, because things are always changing in this industry.
Okay, so you're a junior bookmaker, you're crushing it. What's next?
Senior bookmaker.
That sounds pretty high up there.
It is. You're not just managing bets anymore.
What else are you doing?
Leading a team of bookmakers, setting odds for the big events, doing market research.
Well, a lot more responsibility.
Yeah, and you need those leadership skills. You got to be able to think strategically.
And I'm guessing communication is key too.
Oh, definitely. You're working with marketing teams. You're representing the company.
It's a big role.
It is, but it can be really rewarding.
Okay. And what about the learning? Does that stop at this level?
Nope. Still got to keep learning, getting certifications, finding mentors.
So always growing, always improving. Okay, so we've talked about entry level, junior, senior,
Now we're at the top.
the head bookmaker.
The big boss.
What does it take to get there?
Well, you're leading the whole operation at this point.
Wow.
You're making the big decisions, setting the long-term strategies, making sure everything's legal.
That's a lot of pressure.
It is, but it's also incredibly rewarding.
Yeah, I can imagine. You're shaping the whole company.
And the industry.
So it's not just about the money at this point.
It's about passion, about leadership.
About making a real impact.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've gone through this whole career ladder,
Yeah.
but let's be real, not everyone's going to become the head bookmaker.
True, but that doesn't mean your bookmaking experience goes to waste.
So what other options are out there?
You could become an odds compiler, a trading manager, a risk analyst.
Oh, interesting. So using those skills in different ways.
Exactly. And RoleCatcher can help you figure out what path is right for you.
They really have thought of everything.
They have a lot of great resources.
So I guess the takeaway here is that a career in bookmaking can lead to all sorts of opportunities. Absolutely. It's a dynamic field with lots of possibilities.
And before we wrap up, I think it's important to talk about responsible gambling again.
Yeah, we've talked about it from the bookmaker side and the bettor side.
But I think it's worth thinking about how technology can play a role.
Yeah, how can we use technology to make betting safer for everyone?
That's a great question to consider.
It is, because technology is changing the industry all the time.
So we have to make sure we're using it for good.
Exactly.
Well, I think that's a great place to leave it for today.
Yeah, we've covered a lot of ground.
If you're interested in a bookmaking career, definitely check out RoleCatcher.
They have everything you need to get started.
And keep learning, keep exploring.
This industry is always changing.
So stay curious and stay passionate.
And until next time, happy betting.
Bye, everyone. We've really gone deep on this one, haven't we?
Yeah, we've covered a lot of ground.
From those tough interview questions to the whole career path.
And even the future of responsible gambling.
It's been a great journey.
But like you said, the exploration doesn't stop here.
Exactly. This was just the beginning.
And RoleCatcher has a whole toolkit to help you keep going.
They go way beyond interview prep.
Yeah, what else do they have?
They've got career guides that break down all the different jobs in the industry.
So if you're not sure what you want to do, that's a great place to start.
Definitely. And they have skill guides, too. They help you figure out what skills you need for a specific role.
Oh, so you can see where you might need to improve.
Exactly. And they even have a network management tool.
What does that do?
It helps you connect with other professionals in the field.
Oh, so you can build your network.
Exactly. It's all about making those connections.
RoleCatcher is like your one-stop shop for a bookmaking career.
It really is an amazing resource.
So if you're serious about this path,
check them out. You won't regret it.
And remember, the world of sports betting is constantly evolving.
New technology, new regulations.
Things are always changing.
So you got to stay flexible, keep learning.
Be a lifelong learner.
Exactly. And don't forget about passion.
Yeah, if you don't love it, it's going to be hard to succeed.
That's true for any career, but especially this one.
Well, I think that brings us to the end of our deep dive.
It's been a pleasure exploring this world with you.
And with all of you listening.
We hope you found it helpful.
And inspiring.
Remember, knowledge is power.
So keep learning, keep exploring.
And may all your bets be winning ones.
And responsible ones.
Oh, of course, always responsible.
Until next time, everyone.